Welcome back to the Economy of One channel. In this video, we are continuing on the subject of personal branding with Georgia, our Economy of One alumni. We're exploring how to show your stuff today. We'll be talking about branding a career target document, and this is a document you can use to convey to other people what it is exactly you're looking for. And this is her outcome of the Economy of One. Thank you, Georgia.
Welcome, and thank you for having me here. I have created this targets document, and this was because the Economy of One helped me realize I want to put down on paper what it is. One, what is my summary of my values that I offer from that perspective
Mhm.
of my audience? I help companies connect with their audiences in an emotional, impactful, engaging, and measurable way. And then how do I do this? Identifying their messaging, their touch points, leveraging digital technology and products to deliver the content, building relationships internally and communication and workflow pathways that benefits everyone, and implementing data and being able to translate the results of a campaign to stakeholders. Those are the key pieces with throughout my career, throughout whether I was working at an ad agency or I was the only marketing person at a startup, or I was part of a bigger marketing team on the brand side. Those pieces are fluid throughout my career, and they go beyond just the role I was in or the company or industry I was in. Those are what makes Georgia, and that's the value that I bring.
Mhm.
I think the Economy of One really helped me define that
Mhm.
and practice getting it down to those few bullet points that really sells myself and sums up my experience and what I bring. When I'm talking to someone, they may know I'm in marketing and they know I'm in digital marketing, but they have no idea what that means.
This is like a visual story of you.
Yes. And then from my portfolio, I pulled my brand marketing experience, the logos of the companies, my areas of expertise, and I
Excellent.
linked to my portfolio. So the top half is all about me and a summary of my skills, like just a mini overview. But when you link to the portfolio, that's where the full story is. So this is like a teaser, if you will. The main point on this document is I wanted something that I could use for networking.
Mhm.
And as a follow up, once I've talked to someone, yeah,
Georgia, one thing that is so neat about this is you've essentially said, these are the kinds of problems I solve for companies. These are the skills I use.
yes,
This is the type of companies I've solved these problems for. And if you want to go deeper to see how my skills have created measurable value, here's how you can go one step deeper and look at the actual case study where I've applied my skills to create measurable impact.
absolutely. So you're telling a story. So that's kind of the past and up to this point, if you will. And the bigger piece is the career focus. What am I looking to do next? I want to be a part of a marketing team, a national or global company, tech focused, innovative, collaborative, something that connects people through shared experiences. Seeking a Nashville or remote. Where do you want to work? I'm looking for a digital driven company, an industry leader, a lifestyle brand, a tech company, or online content publisher. Those are all the things that get me excited. And that's my vision for where I see myself. Now, do I have control over that? No. But I am doing my best to strategically figure out how to focus my time during my job search. I got some target titles:
Mhm.
digital strategist, director of social media strategist, content director.
Mhm.
One, this is the path for me when I'm setting up alerts on LinkedIn or Indeed. These
Right.
are the keywords that I'm setting up alerts for. So I get emails coming to me every day with job suggestions to apply to. I also can search these titles on LinkedIn
Mhm.
and find other people that do what I do that I can connect with.
Part of Economy of One really focuses on connecting with other people who are doing what you want to do. The value of those relationships, because they get approached by recruiters every day. And if they're happy with what they're doing, often they will refer someone to you, which is a great way to get an opportunity.
Absolutely. So really, this targets document is not only helping you stay focused, but it helps people when they say, how can I help you? Well, here's some of my target companies. And so I've listed targeted industries. First, I just did a brain dump of all my skills. What are the different titles? And then I thought about what industries can those be bucketed into? And then what companies or brands do I really love and resonate and am passionate about personally, or know that I get excited about? It could be something that crosses with maybe one of your hobbies. Go and look at those companies, look at similar companies. I've met with at least 83 people last fall because I went back through my calendar and people that I know. I started with people that I know that I used to see at networking events that I call my friendlies. They're approachable. I knew they would meet with me, and
We call those your banner waivers, people who
yeah,
will
yeah.
champion you.
Banner waivers. I have met with the banner waivers, and this spring I followed up. It's been, 6, 8, 9, 10 months since I had reached out to some of these people, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to give you an update. It's spring. First of all, how can I help you? Is there anything that you need? And I've been working a lot on my job search and my target, and I want to pass along. These are some of the target companies. I'm asking for a recommendation or referral. Who do you know anyone at any of these companies, or do you have thoughts in looking at this of companies that I should look at? It's a great piece to have as a follow-up.
Mhm.
And then as I move forward and meet with people, I could send this as a follow-up because they're probably not going to remember everything that you said. Their goal in life and initiative for the day is probably not finding you a job. You got to make it easy on them, saying,
Yes,
here is specifically the types of things that I'm looking for, the type of connections I'm looking to make. You're not asking them to give you a job.
right.
You're asking, who do you know that you can refer me to that I can talk to next, and rinse and repeat and do the same thing. So that is the career targets doc. I would say the number one thing is from a branding perspective is colors, fonts, graphics, key listing, what you do on your portfolio and any other communication documents you're using that sending out to people. Basically make it match with your graphics and images. Anytime you can use some kind of image or an icon to portray something,
Do it. Definitely do it.
those types of things. Just think, how can you visually make it easy for someone to understand?
Very good.
And next is the branded interview thank you card.
I,
Back in the day, which was like every year until 2020, I would send a handwritten thank you note customized to every person I interviewed with, addressed to their office. Now everyone's working from home, so you don't know where they live, and I would not recommend sending anything to their personal address if they have not given it to you already. So we are in the virtual world of digital thank you cards. I have discovered that to be actually pretty great. A lot of times you're working with a recruiter. You don't have the email address of the person you interview with. If you interviewed with multiple people, you probably don't have their emails either. What you have is their name, hopefully their first and last name, and hopefully you've looked on LinkedIn to see who they are and what they do at the company. I create a custom thank you card to be emailed to each person you interviewed with. And you can create a PDF. I recommend using a different graphic for each person and use large size images. If you stretch the image, just be careful. It could look fuzzy. It's called being pixelated. So be aware of that. But I created, this is what I call the secret sauce, the interview follow-up piece. So in addition to a thank you card, the last line, I will show you. If you only have the email address of the recruiter,
Mhm.
email the recruiter that set up the interview. Please pass on this thank you note to the person I interviewed with.
Yes.
I don't have their email address.
And a wonderful way to get their email address, and this is something we would advise within the module 7, leave a good footprint, is asking them during the course of conversation, asking them if it would be okay if you send an addendum follow-up that summarizes your understandings of things and further illustrates in a document a case study of how you've used the skills that are in question for other companies to create measurable value, and asking if I can, may I send you an addendum document that summarizes the context of our conversation and that will document for you how I've used the skills that are in question for other companies to answer how I would do this or accomplish solving these problems for you. That way, if during the course of the interview, it's convenient for them to share their email with you, then maybe you can jump the shark, get the email, send the thank you, and then also the addendum document that helps you control their understanding of what it was we discussed, what skills you're going to use, and how you've done solving the same kind of problems for other companies, how you would do it within their cultural context.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So I added a skills document. I just say, as a recap, following are highlighted skills and qualifications that set me apart as the top candidate for this role. I branded it very similar to my other pieces at the top. I listed my 3 top strengths.
Which would be in our vocabulary of Economy of One, these are your best skills. These are things you're excited to do that add measurable value, you're passionate about, and they're where you add profitability to a company.
Absolutely. I read the job descriptions and I look for some of these keywords myself, just like they're looking for your skills. I look to find a job that has this within the description because I know these are the things I love to do. And I want this to be a part of my role. Kind of goes back and forth, but it's the perfect scenario is if what you're looking for and the key pieces of the role align with your greatest skills.
Yes.
That's the trifecta. And in the summary, I pull out pieces from my resume. It's already written in my resume. I just reframe it to align with what we've talked about in the interview. What's important to them, they will usually tell you, or by the questions they ask. And certainly within the job description itself, it's going to tell you what are the things that we care about most. So I just pulled bullet points from my resume to give examples within those areas of what's important to them
So
in my summary. And then, yeah, go ahead.
you've provided customized case studies, little tiny
Yep.
bite-sized pieces of measurable impact of how you've solved similar problems for other companies that relate to the problems that you're going to need to solve or the issues you're going to need to be able to address for the company that you're interviewing with.
Absolutely. You say you're looking for this.
I've done it, man. Here's how I've done it.
Yeah, I've done it for this, this, and this. And then I just pulled again the brand marketing experience from my portfolio, from the targets document. I'm just reusing that areas of expertise and a link to my portfolio. So I feel like if someone is in the final stages of the hiring process, they're looking at you and one other candidate, and they've already interviewed with you. You had a great conversation. They love your resume. They love your portfolio. They love you as you're coming across. And to me, this will solidify, I think, any questions in their mind. And it's just a one more reminder of what skills and experience you personally bring to the table. This is another way to show your stuff one more time after that interview with the thank you that I feel will using this kind of documentation will set you apart, because I don't think a lot of the other candidates will be putting in this level of detail but do you have the documentation to back it up?
And the other thing that this accomplishes, Georgia, is the easy button. This enables you, when we teach Module 7 within the Economy of One, leaving a good footprint, this enables you to control how you are represented within that company. It doesn't lean on what they remember about the conversation to put on them to put into an email to send to a colleague saying, this is why I endorse this particular candidate. No, it allows you to control exactly what is known about this candidate, and they push forward and simply say, man, if you look at this, you'll know exactly why I back this candidate.
Look, this is the one, this is the person, look at all this.
And it makes it easy for them. And that whole point of making it easy for someone to endorse you and to forward the documentation so that you control the internal conversation that is happening within that company. You are giving them every tool, every example, every micro case study, every endorsement, every brand affiliation they need to make a decision. And that is best practice. This is an absolute example of best practice, Georgia. And I'm so grateful for your kindness in sharing this with our audience.
Yeah.
Because everybody struggles with this question. How do I take all of the general puzzle pieces of my career and put it into a cohesive look and feel that tells my story in a branded way and allows me as the author to control what the audience sees in such a way that it positions my best skills, my measurable impact, and the value and passion I bring a company in a way that is uniquely mine. And you have done that beautifully here.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, branding the resume and portfolio, having work samples, case studies that show results, having your career targets, like what does your next step look like? Having a branded piece that you can use when networking and a follow-up piece, showcasing your skills. You can put that on LinkedIn, you can add it to your blog. There's just so many ways that you can repurpose what you're using in the Economy of One and how you can take the workbook piece of it, really put it into something useful that you can do right now. For me, this gave me a little bit of power. This gave me confidence. This helped me go into an interview. I just studied my bullet points. These are some of the things I want to talk about with pride. I send that follow up piece, and I know I've done the best I could. One of these days, the timing is going to be in my favor. And
I sense that coming.
well, thank you. I hope so.
I'm Elizabeth Allen for the Economy of One channel. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We have dozens of videos available to watch on the various aspects of creating opportunity instead of just chasing another soulless, mindless job and paycheck. We put out new videos every single week. And if you like the material, please check out our workbook and buy it on Amazon.com. You can also subscribe to our newsletter, which sends out new links and new resources every week at economyofone.com. Just go to the bottom of our homepage, give us your best email address, and we'll get it to you. Thank you so much for watching.